This is the next thing. It's something I've loved for years. It's the new and improved one. It could be the best invention you've ever seen. Wait till you see it. It's a summer surprise. A summer surprise. Crazy easy payments, a crazy low price. With me is David Taylor, the man who invented it.
Hiya,
good to see you.
hiya. Good to see you,
You
Simon.
invented the original one.
Yes.
It's been phenomenally successful for years.
Yes.
It's taken you about 4 or 5 years to make it better, and it's finally here.
It's here and it's on sale. And you know what the terrific thing about this is? It's one tool that carries out the job that both tools used to carry out.
What does it do?
It cleans paintbrushes and paint rollers in a snip. But you know the great thing about this, Simon, I can look you in the eye and say, Simon, here's my personal guarantee. You use this to clean your brushes and your rollers, you'll never need to buy another one. That is how confident I am with this.
We've got easy payments, which is crazy. We've got a fabulously low price. When you think of how much white spirit and terps and water costs to clean rollers and paintbrushes, you're going to love this. We'll show you a little videotape of it in action because it is fabulous. But it doesn't matter what type of roller, how long the roller is, what type of paintbrush, how big it is, it works.
It's brilliant, yeah. And what you'll see in a moment, Simon, see the clock pops in there. And the idea of that is just to try to show folk how quickly they can clean up after decorating. The clock's going now.
Okay.
Started to clean.
So we started with bright scarlet red.
Red paint, yeah.
And you want to clean this. Now, normally the tap would be running, there would be soap, there would be splatter marks all over the kitchen, you'd be getting it in the ear from your wife.
Yes, exactly.
All sorts of things. And in 15 seconds, we've already cleaned most of that off, but it's not
it's cleaner than most people would have got it in the conventional way as it is.
Yeah.
Just drying my hands here because I'm going to pick up the electric drill again.
OK. And all you really need to use this is a corded electric drill.
Yeah, a corded electric drill, or a drill that goes up to about 2,500 RPM.
Okay.
Some of the cordless ones do that now.
OK.
Just spin it. That's got rid of the wet paint. Now watch. This is how clean
it's got rid of it?
Because watch what happens now.
OK.
We were using red paint.
Not straight into white.
And we're going to be doing that live here in the studio. But the idea of this is just to show you how quick. This is what,
35 seconds.
About 35 seconds, and we've gone from one colour to... So that's the time it takes you to maybe go from the ceiling to the wall.
Now, the same principle with brushes.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've got a really clever system because it doesn't matter how big or what weird shape the brush handle is, it plugs in.
Up to about 5 inches, from all the way down to the sort of 10mm brushes up to 125. It cleans them all the different sorts of handles. Folk would ring me up and say, I've got a slight problem with this, and I'd say, do this or do that. But now you can just put pretty much any brush you want in there.
And this isn't just water-based paint.
We're using oil-based paint here.
From gloss red to gloss white.
In what, about 20 seconds. Look at that. And that, you know, it's the cleanup which puts people off doing their maintenance. Yeah. But if you can do it that quickly, why not?
How many times have you had those brushes that you left in the white spirit and you come back 6 months later and they're all crispy and crunchy and that costs you a foot? Who's got one of these in the garage? Go on. How much did the brush cost? £10? £5?
This was nearly £15, that one. This was actually given to me by a person who was decorating. They didn't intend to do this, but somebody called at the house, they put it down, then they chatted on, and then by the time they went to it, it was hopeless. And then there was a roller sleeve.
Oh, yeah. Never going to be used again. So
let's get on with it.
So we've got the rollers. Now, it doesn't matter if they're short, fat, thin, whether they're sheepskin, whether they're thin hairs, it doesn't matter.
No, I mean, this one will go all the way down to a 2-inch roller sleeve.
OK.
So what I'm doing here is just pushing the paint. I wouldn't normally...
really loaded it.
That's loaded it, you can see that. Now, all that we do is take it off.
OK.
Put it onto the thing.
And all you really need is an electric drill and a cardboard box.
An old cardboard box. All that does is catch the spray.
OK, so that spins off the excess paint.
Exactly. Then you put a line around the outside. I only do that just for added safety. I don't want, anything leaking out the bottom So you can actually clean these and get them all nice and...
Now, we're not running the tap with gallons of water. That's about a gallon or a gallon and a half of water, maybe 2 gallons.
Yep.
You don't even need that much.
No, you don't.
Because all you really want to do is wet it again.
Tradesmen have told me that they can clean 10 rollers in 1 bucket of water. And that's the big tradesman rollers.
And then you spin it, the excess water off again.
It's now clean and it's dry. Now, the thing, when you use paint, it doesn't matter what type of paint it is, you get pigment staining on the...
Of course you do.
So somebody might be looking at that saying, is it clean? Well, just watch this.
So this has gone from a nice sort of blue...
Blue colour.
White.
To white.
And you haven't had to let that dry?
No, because it is dry. It is pretty much dry. And then we just come across here and look, you can see there isn't a trace of the old colour. And the great thing is, all goo isn't running out the back. It's completely clean, it's dry, and look at that.
That is amazing.
Again, you just take it off.
And you can go into the same
water.
This is where it's really clever, because You're spinning off the excess paint.
Yeah.
And then you give it a wash in now what is dirty water.
Exactly, yeah.
Don't ever spin it in the dirty water.
Oh, no, no.
Take it off.
Take it off.
Give it a little bit of a rinse. You're just rinsing, and then you spin drying.
That's all you're doing.
It's just amazing, because you think, well, there's no way you could clean. That would be filthy. Because you've got to run it until the water's clear, haven't you? No.
About 30 to 60 gallons of water. People have told me they fill up the bath to clean a roller.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's clean, it's dry. You can put it away.
And do you know, at one time I was decorating somebody's house and I spanned the roller outside. Somebody with black satin sheets down below was not happy. Not happy at all. Let's just have a look at the product, because it comes with very clear, very simple instructions.
Very simple instructions there with our guarantee and all the contact information. There's the product.
OK, and it locks onto the brush handles or the rollers very simply.
Well, you saw the roller goes on the outside.
What happens if you've got a massive long roller?
We've given you this. It all depends on the weight of the roller, but if you've got like maybe a 15-inch,
huge
12-inch
professional job,
then you just put that in, and all that does is it steadies the end. That's all.
OK.
It's so simple.
3 easy payments. I mean, great to see 2 easy payments. We've got 200 people that have already ordered it. The easy payments are phenomenal because it allows you to try it. Now, here's the thing. White spirit costs a lot of money. Water costs a lot of money. The brushes and the rollers cost a lot of money. If you don't clean them properly, they can be useless like that. This is something that will last you years. The previous generation was fabulous, was really, really popular. This is even better. I guarantee that you will find this easy to use and it will really clean things up so quickly, you will love it. And if you don't, send it back to us. It's only the second day that it's been on, and already hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you have ordered it. Professionals and amateurs, DIYers and people who depend on it for their living, this is superb. Now that's gloss paint, I can smell it.
Red oil-based gloss paint. You know, you're talking about your white spirit.
Yeah.
I had a chap ring me up the other day and he said, do you know, he said, I spent more on the white spirit than I did on your product.
Actually, what do you do with white spirit when you're done with it?
Well,
do you pour it down the drain?
No, I don't.
You bad person. You're not supposed to pour it out. You're supposed to have it disposed of properly. Here, you recollect it.
So we're starting off with a bit of clean here, just for the purposes of the demonstration. But when I've finished, I just pour it into here. There's so little paint on here. What little bit settles to the bottom, and I just continue to use. Some of this here is 25 years old. Yeah, I had a chap ring me up, as I said. He said, I've spent more on white spirit than I've spent on your product. He said,
of course.
And he said, this time I used probably about a tablespoonful of water. A dessert spoonful of water.
I'll spin that brush.
Just spin it out. It's completely clean.
And it's almost dry, so to the point where it's dry.
You can put that away. It's ready for use next time. You can put it away.
That is brilliant.
And now we go to white paint. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because around the house, you know, maybe you've got some friends coming over, or you're going to have a party or something like that, and you look at the hallway and you see the doors being chipped by little Johnny's bike, the prams bashed into something and it's chipped, and you think, I wish I could tidy that up. But you know it's going to take you longer to clean up than it does to go from one colour to the other. So look, we've gone red, white, not a trace of the colour in there.
And do you know the other thing is, how many times do you clean the brush and then you didn't clean it well enough so that the base where the bristles meet the handle start to go stiff, and then the brush becomes useless? But that is going to be totally clean. So you spin off the excess paint, then you give it a wash in the white spirit. And this is the
same to the red, into the paint, the spirit that had the red paint in it. It's not a problem, because you're not trying to use this to wash the paint away. All that you're doing is
releasing it and making it more fluid.
That's all you're doing.
Love the way the brushes all splay out, all the drips come off.
When I first took this to the patent agent, he said, you've got to spin the brush like that to get it to come out. And I said, no, no. What I do is I make the bristles go horizontal, and then the paint runs off the edge. Now, we've gone red paint, white paint. Now I'm going to use the same brush on some clear varnish. Now, look, you just wouldn't do it. But decorators tell you they have one brush for that. They have another brush for their white. And they've got a varnish brush. But when you're doing this one, look at that. Not a trace. Look at that.
That's amazing.
Absolutely incredible.
Alan from Nottingham got it last time. Thinks it's absolutely fantastic. He's on the phone. Alan, hello. Good morning. Alan?
Yes?
Oh, Alan, you're there. Good to hear. Now, you got this the last time, didn't you?
No, I got it when it was first brought out.
Oh, the original one?
The original, yeah.
OK, now, first of all, have you used it a lot?
I don't use it a lot. I use it every time I do decorating, but I tell you what, it's one of the finest, best tools I've ever bought.
Right, so
Thank
even though you don't use it all the
DIY.
time, was it worth the money?
Oh, it's worth double the money.
Really? So now you
Honestly.
see the improved one. I mean, obviously that's fantastic. But why
Yeah.
has it been so useful for you?
Well, it actually does what it says. It cleans the brushes. You can actually wipe it on the front of your overalls or your shirt, whatever, and the same with the roller. It's
Right.
fantastic.
Now,
Let me just finish up. Let me tell you something else.
Yeah.
There was a chap in Focus when we had a Focus in our town.
Yeah.
And he was doing decorating. He got his rollers and his motion and his paintbrushes. And I said, look, are you going to be busy? He said, I am. I said, well, there's a great tool down there. Save you £1 on your brushes and your rollers. It's called the Dandy. It's for £10. It's the best tool you'll ever buy.
Yeah.
And he went and bought it.
There you
Simple
go.
as that.
Saved himself a fortune, I bet.
He was in brushes alone.
Yeah. Alan, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your comments about it. And I guess if anyone was in any doubt whether they should buy the Dandy, the new one, what would you say to them?
I'd say go and buy it straight away.
Yeah, I would agree
Yeah.
with that. Alan, have a great Sunday. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. 501-265. It's 2 easy payments, £8.46. 500 people have placed their orders for that one. If you paint or decorate, even if, like Alan, it's not that often, you need to have one of these. It will make the painting and decorating something that you'll not dread, but look forward to, because it's the cleaning up we hate. The cleaning up's a joy with this.